Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, Flight Diary, Hotaru's Route, Episode 2. So in Episode 1, the film club took pictures and videos of the soaring club in the sky, with Hotaru being the guest who is enjoying the scenery. So the soaring club is trying to use this as promotional material because pretty soon Aoi, Kotori, and Ageha will graduate and have to leave the soaring club. And without enough members, the soaring club will be shut down. And at the same time, we see that Hotaru is quite shy and submissive. So when she brought refreshments, she waited for everyone to make their pick, and she went with whatever is left. And the soaring club, or actually the Flying Fish Manor, or specifically Aoi, tried to invite Hotaru to events. So one, the dinner at the Flying Fish Manor, and two, so next time we fly, you will join us. Hotaru was quite shy and she was reluctant to join. So right now, we're in Aoi's room, and near the end of episode 1, Aoi's pain in the knee kicked up for some reason, even though he denies that, well, there's nothing going on. So I think it's because he kind of pushed it too hard. So one, when he sprinted to catch Hotaru's bottle from falling out of her hand. And two, when he was carrying heavy groceries from Wendy's because, well, there are many mouths that need to eat. So I wonder what happened from the end of episode 1 to now. So let's find out. Oh, so it's morning. And I prop myself up and notice a faint medicinal smell. Oh, that's right. I put a compress on my leg the previous night. I sat up straight and gently lowered that leg to the floor. Well, it still hurts. And it's not enough to stop me from walking, but I should probably avoid putting too much weight on it. Well, maybe he should just stay in bed for now. So, it's a weekday. Oh, so he has to go to school. But maybe I should get the nurse's permission to skip gym for a couple of days. Well, I'm not sure if that requires a doctor to certify the excuse, because that's what it usually requires. So, phone call? Oh, from Ageha. Oh, hello. So what's up? It's really early. So I'm just checking up on you. Well, don't say stuff like this. It'll bring bad luck. Okay, well, I get it. So in the end, Hotaru had convinced me to let her carry some of my bags back. And the rain is not as bad as it could have been, but it still made it hard for us to strike up any kind of cheery conversation. And Hotaru looks about ready to burst into tears the whole time. And I assured her that I'm fine and lent her an umbrella as thanks, but she must still have been worried. So anyways, so how is your leg? Well, a little bit, and it should be fine if I take it slow for a couple of days. So, Hotaru didn't catch a cold or anything, did she?
それは大丈夫。長めにお風呂入ってたし。
So yeah, she took a long warm bath, so everything is all good. Well, that's a relief.
でも思い詰めた雰囲気、積乱雲みたいに出しててさ。で、さっき家出したわけ。
So what about she ran away from home? I see. So what else is wrong?
だから家出。
Wait, so she ran away from home? Wait, what?
発覚したのはさっき。テーブルの上に辞表を置いてあったの。
Wait, so resignation, so is she quitting something? I could imagine a giant cartoon question mark popping up above my head. So what's with this resignation?
辞表。私、姫木蛍はこの度、一身上の都合により長らくお世話になりました姫木家を離れ。
Wait, so is Ageha making this up? Wait, so back up a minute. So this is too much for me to digest.
自らが引き起こした事態の責任をつけるまで、戻らない覚悟を持って出発する所存であります。
Wait, that's ridiculous.
これ責任って書いてケリって読むべきかな。
Well, that's not the issue here. So, I wonder what mistake Hotaru made that would be this bad.
だよね。いろんなテンプレから寄せ集めたっぽいから、あちこち文法間違ってるし、つながりおかしいし。あの子国語の点はあんまり。
Okay. Well, you know, that's not what I mean either. So has she really run away? How could you be so laid back about it?
だってさ、動機も行き先も分かってるわけだし。
Well, I'm sure. So I understand what she wants.
問題は何日続くかってのと、どの空き部屋にするかってことで。
So which room?
さすがに葵の部屋はまずいもんね。
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. So none of this makes sense, and the more you speak, the more confusing it gets.
だから部屋の話だよ。あの調子だと四六時中面倒見ようとするだろうしさ。
Well, I feel like we're talking about two completely different things here.
ホタルの話だよ。
Well, that's what I thought, but...
もうついてるんじゃないかな。
Okay, well, stop. So that's the part I'm having trouble with.
説明するより見てもらった方が早いかな。
So show me.
後ろ見て。何見える？
So, turn around. What the? And feeling a chill down my spine, I jerk my head around. Oh wait, so all I see is my bicycle and the wall. So nothing else. Nothing special.
OK。じゃあ右見て。
So how about your other direction, so the right? Wait, door.
開けて。
Then open it. I got up and walked over to the door. And I turned the knob and slowly opened it. And so the surprise is that Hotaru is already here. And I wonder what she's doing. So on the other side is Hotaru. And she's kneeling down in a formal posture.
おはようございます、青にご主人様。ふつつかものですが、末永くよろしくお願いします。
いたでしょ？
So she's there, right? Yes.
それじゃあよろしく。私ももうちょっとしたらそっち行くから。
So you take care of her, I'll be there later. And with that, Ageha hangs up. And that left me to deal with Hotaru on my own. So what's with this? She remains motionless in the corridor. She looks up at me, carefully keeping her face completely expressionless. Okay, so don't make me feel uncomfortable, so...
はい、何でもいたします。お申し付けください。青兄ご主人様。略して青様。
Well, there's no need for that master stuff.
青兄。
Yes?
おはようからお休みのそのさらに後まで、すべてのお世話を粉砕骨折する覚悟で。
Okay, yeah, well, that's great and all. And I'm finally starting to understand what is going on. Okay, well, just... So you came over to help me out, because you are worried about my leg, right?
はい。
Hotaru's voice is quiet, but I can see a flare of determination in her cute round eyes. Okay, well, I'm happy for the attention and everything, but it's really not bad enough to interfere with my daily activities. So, I'm fine, and you don't have to worry too much about this.
はい。
And I just get misjudged a step yesterday. It's not anyone's fault.
はい。
Okay, so this is not going anywhere. So, despite me trying to convince Hotaru, she is not going to give up and she still wants to help somehow. Well, the point is, my leg is totally fine. Really? And to be honest, it did still hurt a little, but if Hotaru knew that, it'll only make things worse. So it'll make Hotaru more determined to help out. And still kneeling, Hotaru scooches forward. Okay, what now? She brought her face up to my leg. Well, a little too close, and it's awkward. Her head bobbed lightly as she sniffed all around me. She's acting like some kind of guard dog.
お薬の匂いがします。
So it smells like you put some medicine. Yeah, well, I put a compress on it, so...
湿布ということは痛い？
So, does it still hurt? Yeah, well, but that's yesterday. It's okay now, I promise. So, everything is fine. And I gave the floor a little kick to demonstrate. So, see, I can stomp. Okay, well, actually, that hurts. Oh, see, so good as new. So, I did my best to put on a brave face.
ち
So, you're not convincing me. So, you're trying to show, but it does not add up. And I felt like those eyes of hers are looking right through me. Well, okay, so, doesn't hurt. Maybe if you convince myself that is the truth, it's fine, so no need for you to worry over me. Say, Hotaru,
何の騒ぎ？
and all the commotion got Kanako up. Oh, great. So, the worst possible person to walk in at a moment like this. So, Kanako. I could already see how this is going to turn out, and I did not like it.
あら、ホタルちゃん。おはようございます。
So I think I was afraid that Kanako will ask more questions, and she will make it more uncomfortable, or might even give so many questions to Aoi about his injury.
どうしたの？アゲハちゃんならともかく。あ、もしかして葵くんの部屋にお泊まり？
Oh, so even worse. I see some development between you two, so you came here without Ageha, and that speaks for itself. No, don't get the wrong idea.
泊まるのはこれから。
But I want to stay with them. Well, this is not what it sounds like.
責任があるのです。
Well, I have to do it.
泊まる責任。
Kanako looks back and forth between me and Hotaru. And as she did so, her face lights up. And a smirk starts to spread across her face.
面白いことになってるみたいね。
So this sounds interesting. Kanako, before you say anything, so just listen to me.
ホタルちゃん、朝ごはんまで時間あるし、じっくりお話聞かせてくれるかな。
And Kanako doesn't listen to, I always like, oh, Hotaru, so we have some breakfast.
ありがとうございます。でも私は青兄を手伝うために来たのです。
So Hotaru's entire being seemed to quiver with a sense of purpose. Okay, anyways, so she sat with Kanako while I made breakfast, but the whole time she never took her eyes off of me.
青兄、本当に痛くない？
And she is still not convinced about Aoi's knee or leg. Oh, yeah, well, it's fine. Well, that kick may have been a bad idea. A faint tingling pain had been spreading through my whole leg since then. And now that I'm going to tell Hotaru that, well, she still looks like she break into tears at the slightest provocation. If I could just convince her none of this is her fault and get her to go home, I could take my time to properly recover. So now she's going to bother me. Well, anyhow, it's great, so no pain. And even Kanako's not convinced. Hey, so what have you two been doing?
青井くんの観察。
Well, okay, nothing to see, so go get dressed. So for you, Kanako.
おはようって。
And Hotaru. Oh, so Kotori's here.
おはようございます。それがね。おはようございます。
And the twins.
あら。面白いことになってるのよ。
So it's getting interesting. Hey, so don't spread any rumors.
先輩、足痛むんですか？
No, I didn't. So my leg is fine.
そういえば昨日ちょっと引きずってなかった？
But were you limping? So everything's not adding up. Yesterday is a long time ago. That's not true. You'd be surprised at what a good night's sleep could do. Well, that's obviously a lie.
ちー。
Oh, not this again. So I turned my attention back to breakfast, more desperate than ever to mask any outward signs of pain.
おはよう。
Sign. Okay, so now Ageha shows up.
おお、青い。足痛いって言ってたのに大丈夫？
There goes that idea. I had a feeling it's going to turn out this way all along, no matter what I did. And there's that look of resolve in Hotaru's eyes again. Okay. So, alright, I admit. So it does hurt a little. And maybe it would be best to just come clean and tell them the whole truth. Okay, but anyways, it's nothing to worry about. It's on the same level as slightly twisted ankle or something. Well, for some people that is kind of bad too, and that hurts a lot too.
はい。
So it's not even worth calling it an injury. It may be a little uncomfortable, but it's not going to stop me from walking or anything, so not a problem.
はい。
And so it'll heal in a couple of days. It's nothing for you girls to feel responsible for, especially for you, Hotaru.
はい。
So,
ああ、うん。葵、諦めて。
you know, everything that you're saying is not going to Hotaru's ears, so you're just wasting your time at this point. What do you mean?
邪魔にはならないからさ。家事は一通りできるし、可愛いし。だって私の妹だもん。
But you know, you shouldn't diss Hotaru, so she's an excellent, I'll say, homely girl or a maid or housewife. Well, I mean, well, of course she is. She's my sister. Oh, so I can say like, she's my sister after all. Well, nice touch of self-praise there.
気が済むまで置いといてやってよ。
Well, now, let's get things straight. Well, you don't have to be that enthusiastic about shutting me down.
ホタル、部屋はどこにするの？
So anyways, so if you want to be here, which room do you want?
あそこ、いつもの空き部屋。ああ、あそこね。掃除は自分でするのよ。
So I wonder if this room is furnished or it's empty, or it's a storage.
もちろん。
Hey, well, I think you're forgetting who's in charge of this dorm. So I am the dorm mother and I assign rooms and I decide who comes in. And
今更だってみんな使ってるし。
well, too late. So everyone has agreed to this.
たまに違うところで過ごすのは時々。夏休み、たまにこっそり泊まってたりして。
Well, you can't do that.
みんな知ってたよ。知らなかったのは葵だけ。
Well, I'm sure everyone knows Hotaru's usual habits. It's you who's or who does not know. Wait, what?
女の子には秘密がいろいろあるのです。
Well, that does not make this okay.
それで、仲良しさんたちのお話はともかく、朝ごはん作ってくれないと、そろそろ時間がね。
But FYI, I'm hungry. Sure, well, you two, we're going to have a serious talk about this later.
手伝う。
Well, you don't need to do that.
私も手伝うよ。宿泊代ってことで。青兄は座ってて。
So have a seat. It's fine. Well, this is my job.
まあまあ、やらせてやって。
Hotaru remains steadfast, determined to do what she thought is her duty. Okay then, so I'll give in. I hadn't seen her this serious in a long time. And somehow her expression is enough to silence my protests. Okay. So now Aoi assigns some job to Ageha and Hotaru. So their skills are nothing to sneeze at, and they are so in sync that there's no chance of getting in each other's way. And it reminds me of all those times I stayed over at their house in the old days. So Ageha is one thing, but seeing Hotaru at work in, I'm not sure if it's his kitchen, is a fresh sight. And without really meaning to, I felt my gaze drawn to her.
誰のどこ見てるのかな?
So who are you looking at? Well, just making sure they are doing a good job. Well, this is my territory after all, so my personal castle. And watching Hotaru's movements, she looks a little less confident than her sister. So I could not help feeling a little concerned.
あーちゃん、キャベツ刻む?
お願い。こっちはもうすぐできるから。
So my eyes flitted to Hotaru's hand as she picked up the kitchen knife. Should be fine, right? Hotaru gave a cute little squeak as she gripped the knife and got started. So everything looks okay. Whoa, so she is really good at cutting.
私が育てたホタルの腕を甘く見ないことね。
Well, I thought it's your mother who taught you how to cook. And then an egg slips out of Hotaru's hand.
お母さんもしっかり仕込んでくれないとね。
And I wonder if Hotaru got or she accidentally cut herself. Well, that is an abrupt change of attitude. And before long, a fresh appetizing meal had been laid out for everyone. And working together, Hotaru and Ageha had got the job done faster than I ever could have. Okay, so let's eat them. It had been a while since someone else cooked for me. And it's probably best to enjoy it while it lasted.
はい、どうぞ。
And here you go. Well, thanks. Hotaru sat down next to me and started waiting on me as if it is the most natural thing in the world.
何?
And going further, so let me feed you. Wait a minute. My arms are not hurt. I can feed myself just fine, so I don't need this treatment.
そう。
That sucks. Or oh, whoops, I think I hurt her feelings more. So Hotaru really wanted to feed Aoi.
可愛い妹が食べさせてあげるって言ってるのに、葵ったらひどい。
Well, that was mean to her. I do care. You just want to make fun of me.
まあまあ、人の声を受け入れる度量の広さが大事だよ。
Hey, you look like you're enjoying this too. And where did that camera came from? Uh-oh.
青春の1ページを記録するためだよ。何年も経ってから懐かしく思い出すのさ。
Well, I'm sure Aoi does not want any of that.
ほらほら、葵。
So come on, so don't ruin the spirit. So my sister wants to feed you.
そうだよ、葵くん。
Like I said. Okay, I'm heading out. So I'm sure even though Aoi tried his best to deny that, well, my leg is fine, his movements don't add up, and I'm sure every girl in the Flying Fish Manor in the Soaring Club could see his lies. So pretty much he gave in. And it is kind of nice that Hotaru is concerned, like, well, And I'm pretty sure Hotaru knows about Aoi's injury in the past. It's like, well, he probably hurt himself again, so he used it too much, and it led to his leg receiving pain. So anyways, let's see how it goes from here. So we know that Aoi still has class today. And he has to walk on that hurt leg. Man, today is really taking it out of me, and it's still only morning.
行ってきます。
And Hotaru trots along beside me, full of that dutiful expression that is fast becoming her signature. And with her came Kanako, who isn't even trying to hide how much she is smirking. And Katori and the Kazato sisters had already gone on ahead of us. So much for solidarity among friends. So it's not comfortable, so Hotaru next to Aoi being watched by Ageha and Kanako, and Katori and the twins respecting the growing development between Hotaru and Aoi. So our footsteps echo into the mellow morning air. And my leg is, well, I had to watch how I stepped to avoid setting it off. And just walking is not going to be a problem, but I'm going to need to avoid any strenuous activity for today at least. And my first stop is going to be the nurse's office, so I could get excused from the gym. And keeping the weight off of my affected leg is one thing, but I don't want to put too much of a burden on the other side either. And as soon as I started walking a little awkwardly,
杖がいるならいつでも。
so if you need a cane, I can give you one. Hotaru let's say, scuttles after me and produces a crutch from under her arm.
いえ、小鳥さんのように車椅子を私とあーちゃんで頑張って押します。
Well, that's going too extreme.
私の手伝い前提かい。
Hey girls, well, I can't walk just fine, so you're blowing this way out of proportion. There you go. Well, don't look disappointed. And once again that pat, so I ruffle Hotaru's hair. And for once it did not seem to cheer her up. Okay, so Katori had no problem getting around campus in her wheelchair, so it's not like a little pain in my leg would slow me down.
あんたはあっち。
So Ageha stops Hotaru from coming right into the classroom with me. So, okay, that's it. So you can go on to class. Sorry about all this.
いや、こっちこそ。ごめんね、いろいろと。
And I'm pretty sure Ageha is enjoying all this.
あの子さ、責任感じちゃってるんだ。悪いけど、そこは分かってやって。
Well, it's best to grin and bear it until she works through whatever she's struggling with. Well, sure, I can do that.
まだ当分続きそうだね。
Well, probably.
迷惑なら言ってね。すぐやめさせるから。
Well, I'm sure it's kind of getting too much for Aoi anyways. Well, I don't think it'll get that bad. I'm just sorry she feels like she needs to do this in the first place. I'm not hurt that much.
姉としてはさ、まさか家出なんてと思ったし、うちの親も大慌てだけど、正直すげーって思ったところも結構あってさ。
And I wonder how the parents feel about Hotaru being Aoi's maid or caregiver.
大胆なことするな。行動力すげー。負けた。
Well, you know, it happens a lot, so it's nothing special.
っていうかなんというか。
Wait, you lost?
はいはい、気にしない気にしない。まあともあれ、葵の怪我が大したことないんなら私も安心だし。悪いけど痛みが引くまで付き合ってやってくれると姉としては嬉しいな。
Okay, I'll do what I can. But are you sure about letting her stay in the dorm?
ああ、それはもう決定事項。
Well, it happens about that.
あの子があんなに自分から何かしたがってるの初めて見たんだ。
Well, you're right about that. Hotaru usually just follows wherever Ageha and I go. And if she is ever unsure, she's the type to just follow everyone else. And she always bursts into a sunny smile when we let her join in, though. And looking back on it, I could not remember a single time when Hotaru had been the one to suggest what we should do.
本当悪いけど相手してやって。
Okay, I'll just stick with it.
お礼はするから。肉体的、精神的、どっちがいい？
Well, let's go with something more practical. So put your back into our club activities a little more.
仕方ない。妹のために頑張りますか。
Okay, so my morning classes passed by without incident. And I wonder... So it's probably break, and I wonder if Hotaru's going to come in and check up on Aoi. So during break, I went to the nurse's office and got a new compress and some fresh bandages for my leg. And it's not going to get any worse, just as long as I did not do anything extreme, like trying to catch a girl who fell from the sky. I think we've seen this a lot. Well, in other visual novels.
で、どうなの？週末までに行けそう？
And even some anime TV shows. So anyways, Kotori's talking to Aoi. I don't know. And piloting a glider did not require as much physical exercise. Oh, so physical exertion as riding a bicycle. So I don't think it would be a problem. But a glider is not like a land vehicle. So in the air, one little mistake could mean the difference between life or death. And overconfidence is a killer, and we really could not be careful enough.
運動部が使ってる整体院とかマッサージ店のリスト用意しといたよ。
Well, thanks. I'll take a look at this if it doesn't heal on its own.
お疲れ様でした。
Well, I don't think athletic clubs are going to make it any better because that's going to really put more stress and work on his leg. So anyways, Aoi meets Hotaru as he walks out of the classroom. So after school, Hotaru had appeared by my side going almost out of nowhere. So everyone else went off to the clubs, but I headed home early to rest up.
あとは任せた。任された。
Okay, I'll do. Hey, look.
まあまあ、せっかくのご希望なんだから、こき使ってやって。
So, make her happy, so make her useful.
使って
Wait, so good use? Okay, sure. So it felt kind of strange to walk back to the dorm with Hotaru next to me. I know her a lot longer than Kotori and the Kazato twins, so there is no real tension between the two of us. And basically, Hotaru is part of Aoi's childhood friends group. But still, we didn't speak, but it's by no means an uncomfortable silence, and this is just the way Hotaru is. I'm not exactly a talkative person either, so it's natural enough for us to both stay silent. Okay, so Aoi tries to find some topic to talk to Hotaru about. So what do you want for dinner? Or what should I make?
昨日は何だったの
So, the same as last night. And when I eventually spoke up, Hotaru replies right away. Well, since I got you here, I'm thinking of trying something a little bit more advanced. So something fancy just for you.
ダメ。青兄は何もしちゃダメ。
But once again, don't overwork yourself. Well, I've been walking normally all day, right? Well, that's just one day. It's too soon to tell.
ダメ。
So what am I going to do with you?
困ってもダメ。
So basically, there's nothing you can do. What wasn't the point of this to make my life easier?
なっていてもダメ。
Well, you're really serious about this, huh?
あーちゃん直伝。
Just like what Achan said, so Ageha. Well, I don't remember her saying anything like this.
とにかくダメなの。
Well, anyways, so you should not do anything today. So it looks like Hotaru will be the one to make stuff for Aoi or dinner for Aoi tonight. Okay, so I'll just leave it all to you then.
そう。
Are you sure you can cook for a whole dorm full of people on your own? So for Kanako, and I'm not sure if you could still hear and Snai, or they probably graduated. So also for Ryoko, Kotori, and Asa and Yoru.
頑張る。
Well, I'll do my best. Really? I don't want you to be pushing yourself too hard. But... And when I first took over, I was so rushed off my feet, I just made hot pot every night.
あーちゃんを召喚。
Man, will you give up quickly? So, if all else fails, I'll just call Achan here to help. Or maybe get help over the phone.
嘘。でも、青兄がやってることならやらなくちゃ。
So, I'll do all your dorm mother work. So, all you need to do is to rest up. So, be in your room on your bed. Well, you don't have to go that far. Just a little help here and there is fine. So, you're going overboard again. Well, it's okay. Okay, so back at the Flying Fish Manor.
ただいまです。
So you really are staying here, huh?
うん。
Yes?
いいよ。
So is it bad? Well, it's not like I don't want you here, but then again... But I could not ignore how delicate a situation we have here. And the waiting on me hand and foot is bad enough, but I had to find some way to convince Hotaru that she's not responsible for all this. So maybe I could think it over in the bath after dealing with the dinner preparations. Okay, so that had been my plan, but... So what actually happened instead? Okay, so for some reason, Hotaru is on Aoi's bed, and I think she's giving Aoi a massage, maybe on his hurt leg. So anyways, how did it turn out like this?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. I'm lying down and Hotaru is massaging my bare leg. She gripped the flesh around my knee and started to knead it between her fingers.
頑張る。
It's not bad, but...
やり方は勉強してきた。
Yeah, well, I'm sure you know what you're doing.
山崎のおじさん、ウィンリーにお店あるから。
I see. And there used to be an orthopedic clinic tucked away in one corner of the shopping district. I'd gone to him before when I gotten into an accident and dislocated a joint. But that's not really the problem here. So what is?
本格的なのはお風呂上がりに改めて。
So it's all too sudden. Well, that'll be even worse.
まずいって何が？
So what's wrong? Well, not exactly, but you know.
はい。
When she looked at me with that super serious look on her face, it's difficult to come right out and say what I meant. So it's kind of hard to deny Hotaru with those eyes and expression. So what I'm trying to say is that if you really want to do something for me, this is not what I want.
こういうことってどういうこと？
So what do you mean? So all this time, Hotaru had continued to work away on my leg. And from my calf to my knee and around to my back. So pretty much the entire leg of Aoi.
痛い時はマッサージがいいって聞いたの。だから教わってきたの。
Why, here it's good. I could not exactly flat out refuse her at this point, so I have to give in. And she'd probably get tired of it soon enough anyways. Okay, fine. Well, so just be gentle with me.
はい。
And with that, Hotaru returns to her massage. So what's wrong? And Hotaru's fingers work their way across my leg. And her touch is soft and warm, and it makes Aoi feel good. Well, I'm getting a little ticklish. Well, ironically, this is making me feel more tense.
Sure. こうだよね。
So, is it good? Well, this probably is good for my muscles. And her hands travel along my skin, stretching it here and there, making me more aware of the joints and the bones underneath.
動いちゃダメ。
So basically, it feels so good for Aoi. Okay, yeah. On and on it went. And the sensation is hard to describe. Not quite painful or ticklish or itchy, but somewhere in between all that. And then things took a turn for the awkward. So what is Hotaru going to do wrong? Hotaru leans in for a closer grip on me. And now she's wrapped around my leg. If I moved even a little, I'm going to bump right against her. Or her chest. So, being this close to a girl is, well... And the shiny hair, the graceful line from her cheek to her throat, those delicate shoulders. I don't think I ever taken such a long, hard look at Hotaru since coming back to this town. I just consider not the same little girl who always used to trail along behind me and her sister. And when I was reunited with Ageha, she seemed really proud of how she matured physically anyways. And Hotaru, she's not a child anymore either. She's grown into a fine young woman. And what happened now? So, a sudden jolt of pain cut through my sentimental train of thought. So I don't think the massage is truly effective.
やっぱり痛むんだ。
Oops, so did I hurt you more? No, I am, it isn't really that bad. Well, in this case, it hadn't been the old injury, just my leg seizing up a little from being in the same position for too long. Well, then again, Hotaru told Aoi not to move his leg.
ごめんなさい。
Hotaru looks downhearted for a moment, but continued the massage, taking care to move to a different spot.
じゃあ、この辺りは?
So how about here? And now I'm feeling a different kind of pain. Well, I know my body well. I know this is not good. So I think Hotaru is doing it too hard and she's hurting Aoi more than helping him. And putting too much weight on the spot might actually do some damage. Serious damage. Oh wait, so that's right there. So that's where the problem is.
こう?
She touches it with a more gently this time. So tentatively seeking out just the right spot and the right amount of pressure. And it sent a weird shiver running up my spine. Oh yeah, right. So right there. I think that's where the pain is centered.
じゃあ、この辺?
So here then, and Hotaru rubs Aoi. Hotaru's hands tenderly caress my skin, and she went slowly and carefully, doing her best not to set off any painful jolts or spots, her palms and fingers exploring all over. Well, you can put a little more force into it there if you want to. And you could no longer call this a massage. It feels less focused, more intimate. And I began to tremble all over, struggling not to think impure thoughts about sweet, innocent Hotaru. And I'm sure these desires are perfectly natural for a healthy, red-blooded young man like myself, but this is not the time for or this place.
もっといじっていいの?
Well, not the way I would have phrased it. Okay. No. So I have to remember this is Hotaru it's not her fault that I'm reading too much into her words and actions. I took a deep breath to steady my nerves and push back these dirty thoughts. Well, I think maybe it's better like this. So I placed my hand over Hotaru's. Well, so about this heart is fine, so that's good. And I put in just the right amount of pressure. So what's going on now? Hotaru gave out a little squeak with each squeeze. And I like it if you keep that up. So, is that okay? I won't tire you out or anything. Or it won't tire you out, right? Okay, yeah. And I took my hand away. Hotaru looks like she's spacing out. And more squeezing. So she's putting more power into her massage now. Well, that feels good. So keep going. And she continues kneading the flesh out of my leg. And I know Hotaru is not as strong as me. She had to put a lot of effort into it, and her breathing is getting a little ragged. And now that I thought about it, seeing Hotaru so out of breath is pretty unusual. And since coming back, I never seen her physically exert herself very much. She never run around with the rest of us or ran to avoid being late or stuff like that. And I felt like I am witnessing something that is a secret from the rest of the world. And I've been struggling for a while now to keep my mind out of the gutter. And for her part, Hotaru is staring to flush, and her body is getting closer and closer to mine. And it's getting too much now. So this is getting way too sketchy. And at the right time, Aoi's phone rings. Okay, so this is a perfect place to stop this episode. So we'll see who is calling Aoi and how is Hotaru going to finish the massage and what Aoi really thinks and feels about Hotaru. So it's kind of obvious Hotaru's going way too overboard, but at least she cares about Aoi and is worried about his injury, and she does not want Aoi to push it even further. Even though Aoi denies the problems, like, well, I'm fine, I'm okay. So anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.